Recently, my children's biological mother re-entered their lives, and now they are calling me names. My husband hasn't supported me, so I am filing for divorce. I 30F have been married to my 34M husband for 6 years, and he has twins, a boy and a girl, and they're 16 now. When we started dating/got married, we went to family therapy, and I made it clear that I was not trying to be their mother or replace their mother. Their mother hasn't been in their life since they were about 8. Things have been great with us these past 6 years. They even started calling me mom when they were around December 13th. Recently their bio mother came back into their lives, and they were really excited. Things were great for about 6 months, and then they started to call me by my real name. That hurt, but it's what they chose to do, and I never questioned it. Recently they've been getting very disrespectful. They don't follow the curfew rules, they're not cleaning up after themselves, they're talking back to me, telling me I'm not their real mom, that I'm the reason she left, which is not true. I didn't meet him until almost a year and a half after she left, that now that she's back they don't need me anymore. 3 weeks ago there was a big blow-up where my step-son called me a bitch. I took his phone and told him to his room until his dad came back, but instead he ran out and went to his mom's. She came over and it was a big argument. She tried to hit me, and I pushed her out of my house. My step-daughter told me if I ever put my hands on her mom again, then she'd kick my ass. They both went to their mom's place. After that, I haven't been very active. I usually take them to sports and activities. I don't wake them up for school, so they've been late a few times. I tell them to have their mom wake them up and take them. We were supposed to go to Disney World for their spring break this week, but I canceled everything. I told them and my husband, and I guess they thought I was bluffing. We were supposed to leave Thursday night, and when I didn't start the usual vacation roundup, they were shocked. They started saying I was jealous that their mom came back in their lives, that I'm a horrible person, I'm selfish. There was some name calling and my husband was silent. I asked him if he was going to step in, and he said I was wrong for canceling. I left and went to stay in a hotel. He has been blowing my phone up asking me to come back, and yesterday he told me that their mother disappeared again, and they've been calling me crying and apologizing. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't feel like I'm part of their family, and they can't just cry and come back now that she disappeared. I told my husband that I want a divorce, and I'll be back over this week to get my things, but we have nothing to talk about. Yes, I know their mother was manipulating them. I never said otherwise. Yes, they are 16, that doesn't give them the right to treat me this way. Being 16 doesn't mean you get to be disrespectful and threaten me. I have always been in their corner. I know their feelings matter in this, but I am also a person with feelings. I am not only considering or moving forward with this divorce based on how the children acted, it is also that my husband did not back me up in this. If I can't count on him to help me navigate this tough situation that we were all going through, then why should I stay? That does not mean that I should be treated the way I was being treated. That is not normal 16-year-old behavior. To threaten me? Call me vile names? I just need time for myself. And I don't want an apology just because their bio mother ran out on them again. I want an apology because they really mean it, and I don't believe anyone can be truly sorry 2 days after their mother vanished again. I would never just abandon them, but I do need time for myself because my feelings were disregarded. Yes, I am an adult, but I still have feelings that were hurt and need time for myself. I never asked or expected them to be perfect. I never expected them to be the most mature people, but I am allowed to be hurt and take time for myself during all of this. They have feelings, and so do I. I love them very much, they are my children, but this is a very complicated situation. This is not because they called me a bitch, I've been called worse, I'm a woman. This is ultimately about my husband not backing me up during this situation, and yes, I am hurt that they called me that I'm allowed to be. It hurts even worse coming from 2 people who I love dearly and would never hurt or want any harm to come to them. Ada has no consensus bot, OOP was NTA. Relevant comments. OOP on if she is leaving the marriage because of her stepchildren's behaviors. OOP, no, I am not bailing on my marriage just because the children are acting the way they do. Did you not read the part where I also said my husband did not back me up? Am I supposed to stay in this marriage where I don't have any support from him? I don't know how you were as a teenager, but when I was 16 I never acted like this, and this is not normal teenage behavior. OOP on the stepchildren's biological mother. OOP, she was not back in their life until 6 months ago. I don't know where you got 3 years from. They were not staying at our place part-time. When I said that, they went to her place. I mean that she lived 10 minutes down the street, and when they got angry, they went to her house. OOP on her stepchildren being disrespected to her. OOP, I upset them. I will not be apologizing for upsetting them when even when they were disrespecting me, I was still in their corner, hoping that their mother and then would have a good relationship. No, they don't have to be adults, nor do they have to be perfect, but I don't think it's too much to ask not to be disrespected and be called a bitch and be threatened when I have done nothing but love them and be a mother to them. OOP on her husband's behavior being an issue. OOP, yes, and that's what I have been saying. I know that it's not the children's fault. I know that it is their bio mom's fault, and it's my husband's fault for not backing me up. I just need a few days to myself to work through what I'm going through internally. Yes, they are children, but what they said did hurt me, and I'm allowed to be hurt by it, and people telling me that I am not allowed to because I'm an adult is very odd. Update. Hello, I have been getting a lot of messages asking for an update. I am now in a place to be able to give an update. You can look at my previous post for what this is about. I went back to the house 2 days ago, and my husband and I had a long talk about what happened and how I didn't feel protected by him and how he knew how disrespectful they were being but didn't stop anything. He said that he still loved his ex, and that's why pretty much. He didn't want to do anything for her to leave them again, them as in him and the twins, but that didn't change how he felt about me. I did not feel comfortable with that. I told him that I'd been there, not her, and how could he still love her, and it was very emotional and there was crying and yelling. I made the decision to move along with the divorce. I spoke to the twins, and they cried and said it's their fault and to forgive them and their dad and not to leave. I told them that as much as I love them, staying with their dad and in this home was not an option, but I would still love to have a relationship with them if they want, but I am still very much hurt by what happened and would still appreciate a little more time for myself. I let them know that their actions have consequences, and they can't treat people the way they did. I did move out, and I was staying in a unit in one of my rental properties. Exciting news, I bought my first house. It was a fairly quick process. I'm excited for what's next. I bought my first house ever, and next month I am taking a break from work for a few weeks or the whole month, maybe 2 or 3, and doing some exploring of the world and healing and finding myself. I lost myself in the twins and my husband and didn't really focus on what I wanted and what made me happy. So I bought tickets again for Disney World. I have also made plans to go to Thailand next month and from there. I have no clue. I'm doing some spontaneous trips. I have always wanted to see the 7 wonders of the world. Anyway, I am really happy to be getting a break. I told the kids I would love to have them over for dinner when I get settled into my new place. I do feel bad about canceling their trip to Disney, so I am thinking about funding a trip for them to go this summer for their 17th birthday. Just not with me. I'm excited to be traveling alone and I need the mental break. That is all really. Edit. I read the comments about not funding a birthday trip for them because it is not my responsibility, that is a mom or step-parent responsibility, and you know all of you are right, so I will not be funding that trip. It's still hard for me not to be or jump into that role and I have to get out of it, but ultimately they did not respect me as their mom, so I will not be doing that and focusing on myself and my trips. It was just a thought and nothing was set in stone, and I'm glad I didn't. Thank you for everyone who is here still giving me advice and kind words. Once they earn my trust back, I will have no problem funding it. Info: there seems to be some confusion. I talked to them 3 days ago. I didn't not buy a house 3 days ago. I have property with units, duplexes, that I rent out to people, and I was staying on one side. I bought a house for me to live in. I have everything I need sorted out to where I can buy this house now, and the divorce is not an issue. You can close on a house in less than 30 to 45 days if you pay in cash. People are so focused on my financial situation. I'm not rich in any sense, but I do good for myself and I deserve it because I worked hard for it after I came from nothing. I'm not abandoning them again. The twins have said that they will try to earn my trust back, and if giving me space is what can start that healing process, they will do it. I'm inviting them over for dinner next month, and we'll see how this goes. Relevant/top comments. OOP on funding a trip for the stepchildren. OOP, I have to get out of that position of being a mom to them, and after reading your comment and a few other comments like it, I will not be funding a trip for them. There definitely needs to be a stronger foundation before I even think about putting down thousands of dollars for them. Actual offer 127, let your husband and their mother that he still loves to fund the trip for them. Please don't be a doormat. You can be there peripherally for the twins, but ultimately they're not your responsibility, and that would be overstepping. I still can't get over him saying he still loves the woman that abandoned his kids and him. I wouldn't be surprised if he was having an affair while she was back.